Termites! It's night 20. We're moving along with this book really quickly because there's a picture part here that sadly y'all won't be able to see, but then we're going to jump some more. I hope there's another one. I haven't looked into it because I've been busy Christmas shopping and made some cookies. You can see that on the Instagram account. Went a little crazy while football was on with the baking. And I'm sending them to my parents. My dad's a big fan. They are nutless cookies, plain chocolate chip, because they don't want to break their dental appliances. What are we drinking? 2 gingers, Irish whiskey, that I actually brought home from Minnesota, and I don't remember why. I don't really think of Minnesota as a big Irish town, but I stayed at this hotel, and there was an Irish pub downstairs. It was wonderful. It was right by the Target Center. I don't even remember what the hotel was called, but it was, I always have a fun time in Minneapolis. It's a fun city. One time I went there to do a corporate gig, and the 2 women that picked me up, very nice, super fun. They were like, it was starting to snow big time, bigly, as Donald would say. There's a lot of snow, bigly. And they were probably, I don't know, we were probably all 40 years old. They're like, do you want to do some donuts in the parking lot? Sure. I hadn't really thought about that since I was 18, but fuck it, do it. You're from Minnesota. I'm sure you can drive good in this. I can't. Not as bad as a Southerner, but whew, not as good as the Minnesotans. Okay. Oh, this is when she's going to get the plastic surgery. That's where we left off. And she's going to go into an office, have no anesthesia, and let somebody cut her eyes apart. I can't even. And she warned the doctor that she gets blood poisoning awfully easy, and he brushed it right off. Well, this is going to be good. I laid back on that table, and he's starting cutting the top of my eyes. I'll tell you what, I could feel it. I could feel blood rolling down both sides of my face. It dang near killed me. Oh, Lord, I said, this is killing me, and I can't do it. The doctor just smiled and said, oh, you aren't feeling any pain. Just think about the water coming in off the waves. Shoot! All I could think about was the blood coming down the side of my face. I thought, you son of a gun, you think of the danged ocean? He finished up, sewed my eyes back together, and sent me home. But it was obvious to me and anybody who saw me that something was wrong. There was a big red splotch coming on my nose that wasn't no bruise. I went back to his office in a panic, and he acted like it wasn't no big deal. He shot me up with some drugs and said he'd take a closer look. All of a sudden, he's scraping the skin back off my nose. All told, I went back to him 4 times, and the last time I had it out with him, the 4th time. I would have had it out the first time when I could feel blood all over my face, but I wouldn't have agreed to any of this anyway. But, she don't know. And why would you do this in Hawaii? Why not on the mainland? I mean, I'm not saying Hawaii doesn't have some good doctors, but probably not as many as, Los Angeles or Nashville or wherever she would be roaming around in the actual United States. Not only had I gone through hell with this listen to the ocean outpatient stuff, but my eyes were all screwed up. They was pulled up and slanted till I looked like one of them geisha girls. Oh, sure, he says. That's the Oriental look. Everyone likes that these days. What? I said, you so-and-so, if I was meant to be Oriental, I'd have been born in Japan. I just wanted some of them droops lifted. Well, talking to that man didn't do me no good, so I healed up and come back to the States for a concert tour with Conway. The minute Conway saw me, he stopped short. What in the world have you done to yourself? He looked like somebody just kicked him. Well, I got some of the drag out of my eyelids, I said. That's terrible, Conway shot back. You look just fine. How could you let somebody do this to you? Well, you don't know how worried a woman gets about aging. I tried to explain that, but Conway wasn't hearing none of that. He hated my eyes and wouldn't talk about it till they drooped back enough he didn't notice. That took a couple years. I decided right then and there I wasn't going to get my face cut up again to try to look younger. If I drag, I drag. If I droop, I droop. So there you have it, ladies. I agree, because I think most of the plastic surgery, although I don't know, like some people always kind of looked good. Maybe just do little things. Like, who's in charge of Olivia Newton-John? She still looks good. But then there's the other ones that look crazy. I feel like as an older lady, you have a choice. You can look old or batshit cray-cray. And I think old is better than batshit cray-cray. But maybe there's somebody who could do, who else looks good? Julie Andrews looks good. Meryl Streep looks good. I don't know if they're having things done, or maybe they just have good skin, or maybe Julie Andrews is truly an angel. I don't know. Dolly looks good. But then some, shoo buddy. Awards, now we're on chapter 15, page 129 for you page nerds. And the winner is, awards is funny things. Somebody like Conway Twitty, a man who had more hits than anyone and did it as much as anybody in the business for country music, did as much as anybody in the business for country music, can be overlooked for years. Then somebody else can come along with one hit and they get covered up with trophies. Covered up with trophies. I like to think Conway and me worked for ours, and we got quite a few over the years. That always meant a lot to me, especially fan-voted ones like the Music City Awards. For one thing, getting an award will go a long way to make up from the times you wasn't appreciated. I remember one of my first shows was with the Wilburns. That was back in the days when I was trying to sing like Kitty Wells. One old boy at the show proved just what he thought of me when he threw a potato at the stage. Oh my God, where are you working that someone's bringing a potato to the gig? Let's talk about that for a second. Why would someone just happen to have a potato? He missed and knocked the breath out of Don Helms, who was on steel guitar. She means a steel guitar. Trust me, going up on stage and having somebody hand you a trophy is a lot nicer than having some old boy throw you a potato. Well, I don't know. If I caught it, I'd be like, fuck, free potato. I'm not turning that down, even if it hit the floor. Who cares? First award that liked to drop me the floor happened in 1972 when I was the first woman to be named Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year. Shoot, I was the first woman they'd even nominated. By 1972, I had recorded 6 number 1 songs in 10 years on Decca Records. I'll be honest, a number 1 record really makes you happy. It's the reason it's so important for an artist is that the public, the people who work hard for a living, spending their money enough to buy your records, so they say they think you're the best. To this day, I can't believe somebody would like my singing enough to pay $14.99 or more for a CD. I was thrilled to be considered the grand prize in 1972, and that's putting it mild. I got telegrams and letters of congratulations from fans, disc jockeys, the president, movie stars, including my favorite, Gregory Peck. Good choice. He was very handsome. Dick Clark sent words of encouragement to me, too. Nah, I never did like Dick Clark. Something weird about that guy. The same with Ryan Seacrest, who's taken over the gig. They're both very strange like that. I don't know. Can't say I was a fan. Thought he was too pompous, Dick Clark. Ryan, who cares either way, but Dick Clark, I think, thought he was the star. A lot of country music stars in Nashville sent me congratulations and said they was pulling for me. No one, especially me, had the foggiest notion I'd win Entertainer of the Year. I was going against some great artists like Charlie Pride, Johnny Cash, and Willie Nelson. I had some big hits in 1971. You're Looking at Country? No, I don't remember that. I was too young. I Want to Be Free? Nope. One's on the way. But them older folks had hits on the charts, too. For one thing, Charlie Pride had 3 big his songs in 1971, including Kiss an Angel Good Morning. And I know that one. Hell yes, I do. And, did we talk about this? He shouldn't be dead. He died of COVID. And I firmly believe I'm not going to say it. Somebody will sue me, but let's just say he was on the CMA Awards about 2 months before that, and there were tables of people at the CMAs without mask on, and whatever. He's 86. We didn't need to do that. And he was healthy. That's the fucked up part. Just let him stay home and sing Kiss an Angel Good Morning from his house, even if you have to send a cameraman. It's fine. He had a lot of energy. I'm sure he would have done it at home. Maybe in his driveway. You could set up his garage. You could have set up a stage. There's so many options to keep him safe. Yep. Didn't happen. Oh, well. all the people nominated out there was touring hard and as fast as me. I was up for several awards that night, and the best I'd hoped for was just one. Any one of them would have done. The night of the CMA show and my Entertainer of the Year shot finally arrived. The show, carried by CBS, was held at the Ryman Auditorium, and lots of reporters from around the world came. I've heard some of the old Nashville stars say it was just another night to them, but I don't believe that one bit. If you can't get excited about all the excitement at the CMA Awards, you're either in the wrong business or you're dead and don't know it. Well, wouldn't that be something? I planned on being a good sport that night, and by that, I mean a good loser. And I'd be doing it alone since Dew wouldn't go. He went off hunting. He hated award shows and any of the other fancy stuff that went along with the music business. Usually I just shrugged it off and went alone. This time I couldn't shrug it off. He said he was going hunting because I didn't stand a chance of winning anyway. Wow. That's what a dick. You ain't going to win. I'm going hunting. Well, what if you should want to be with me more. If I don't win, she's going to be upset. I didn't think I did either, but I wasn't used to do outright discouraging me. Exactly. So the producers had first one person and then another sit in the seat next to me, so there wouldn't be an open chair when the television kept paying the audience. That's right. Those are called seat fillers. There you go, termites. That's what I actually went to the Academy Awards one time because my friend Chuck wrote jokes for Chris Rock when he hosted it, and I've never been to anything so goddamn boring in my life. I would never go again, even if I asked. I would also not go to the Emmys. I like the music award shows because people perform. The Academy Awards, the speeches go on and on and on. And if you go out to the bar, you get locked out. You can't go back in until they say so, which was absolutely fine with me. Fine. Lock me in a bar. Oh, no, what am I going to do now? But, I think they should make the actors act. Act out a scene from your movie. Fucking do something. It's so boring. It's even worse in person because there's all these rules and, no thank. I was not an award show person, but I went because of my friend Chuck and Chris Rock, and there were comedians there, so it was fun. It was supposed to be fun. I can't say it was. You can't talk. It's really weird. Well, the night turned out good right off. When the Female Vocalist of the Year was announced, I'd won. I'd won back in 68 and then got in again 72, twice in 5 years. I can't tell you how proud I was to think about all the people at CMA, about 5,000 members, thought I was the best female singer in all the country. Then they announced Vocal Duo of the Year, and I waited for Porter and Dolly to collect, but by the time 1972 awards showed, me and Conway had only released 2 singles, After the Fire Is Gone and Lead on Me. Lead on Me. I did not mispronounce that. Lead on Me. Lead Me On. I just did a dyslexic thing there. Lead Me On. I don't know that one either. They was both #1 songs, but our big duet hits that started with Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Nights. I do know that one. Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Nights. Didn't start until June of 73. Porter and Dolly had 5 singles, got up the charts during 71 and 72. Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty, said the presenter. I almost fainted. Me and Conway walked up to the platform to get our trophies, but I'd done all of the talking. He never did talk much. I talked too much, but I always do when I'm excited. Man, I thought to myself, I'm having a field day. 2 awards in one show. I felt plumb and burst. CMA shows done live. There's no editing, and if there is a mistake, millions of people see it. That's just fine with me. I don't mind making mistakes in public. That's better than trying to cover them up. Well, that's one way to look at that. If you're going to fuck up, just do it in front of everybody. So then you don't got to act like you didn't do it. I remember watching the last commercial for the show on the auditorium monitor. It was for Kraft cheese. Delicious. Then they started reading nominees for Entertainer of the Year, and I looked at some of the artists expecting them to win. The clock was ticking. The show would be off the air, and most of the folks would be watching their local news. And the winner is Loretta Lynn. Woohoo! I never won Entertainer of the Year award again, but I'll remember that night forever. I think the thing that made it the most exciting was when people said it made a difference for women artists. I can't give enough thanks to Lori Morgan, Tanya Tucker, Shania Twain, Reba McEntire, Winona Judd, and them other women singers who have publicly said that I broke ground for women in country music. I sometimes have to chuckle at my twins, though. Somebody will tell them I open for doors for women in country music, and either Patsy or Peggy will say, opened them. Now she kicked them in. Just like Daddy. Everybody kicking shit, throwing string beans. Just a good old hooting time. That night, I remember most about my acceptance speech was thank and do. I said to people, ask what it's like to be married to a famous woman. Asked him what it's like to be married to a famous woman, and I stressed that I wouldn't be famous if it wasn't for him. Oh, no, you don't have to do this. You wouldn't even come to the show. He said you were going to lose. I'd have held up that trophy and went, fuck you, Doolittle Lynn. If you're going to fuck up, do it. Do it big. Go big. He's the one who pushed me, who forced me through the doors. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for him. This award, he deserves this award as much as I do. And I said, but then I added, but he's gone hunting. I wonder if that got a laugh. She doesn't say. Do not showing up for the biggest night of my career hurt me as much, maybe more than anything he'd ever done. And that's saying a lot. I cried during my acceptance speech. Everybody thought I was shedding tears of joy. I was, but I also cried because Dew wasn't there with me. There was all kinds of parties and things going on after the show, but I told the people from Decca and CMA that I had to get back home. There was always, them things always involved a lot of drinking, and I wasn't in the mood for it, so I drove home alone in our pickup truck. Aw, listening to the DJ on WSM brag on me and play my records. I finally turned the radio off. I wasn't feeling all excited anymore. Oh my God, this is the saddest holiday story I've ever read. I got my truck, drove home. They gotta have this man not affect you that much, but I can understand why it'd be very disappointing. I wondered whether Doolittle Lynn was hunting four-legged or two-legged game. Whoa. When Dew got home, he said he'd been watching the show in a bar, celebrating with his buddies. And the truth is, I know he was proud as punch that night. He just didn't understand how much more it would have meant if he'd come along. Of course, there was one award, an award that meant more to me personally than anything, even I missed. That was in 1983 when I was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I was on the road for that one, and Owen Bradley picked it up for me. Honoring me as a singer or entertainer was great, but as a writer, well, that was unbelievable. There's another award I want to mention right here because it's another one that meant the world to me. This time, though, the person I wanted to go with me did go with me, and she won the award, too. This one happened when I got a call from President Jimmy Carter. Oh, my God. Loretta, I'd like you to select your favorite teacher of all time. He said, we're going to honor teachers of famous people from all over the world, and then one of them will be named Teacher of the Year. Well, that blowed me away. I said, why me? I only got to 8th grade. Why not you, President Carter asked. Then he told me to stop and think who's taught me the most in my life. You tell me who you want to honor, and you'll both be my guests at the White House ceremony. I had teachers in school, lots of them. Sometimes I had 4 or 5 in one year. It's hard to get close to them when they change so much. But I did like Miss Bessie a lot. But I sat there thinking about the fact it wasn't Miss Bessie who taught me how to read. I knew that before I started school. And it wasn't Miss Bessie who taught me about herbs and healing, about loving people or trying to do good in this world. That person was Mama. Mama didn't have much education, but believing in a better world herself, she believed in learning all you could. When Daddy's health was in bad in Wabash, Indiana, she was the one who stepped in, working first as a waitress. And why was she working? Oh, she was too young to get. Loretta didn't have no money. Why is she being a waitress? And later in the nursing home, she didn't have no real education in her life, but she later went to school and learned to nurse people in them homes. Them folks couldn't have loved nobody more. She treated them with care and respect. Treated them with not just medicine, but with love and laughter. She'd dance and tell jokes and carry on something fierce, and their lives was better for it. All right. We're going to stop there. That was a sad, sad, sad story time, wasn't it? Driving alone by yourself home in a truck with your trophies and nobody there to celebrate with. Well, goddamn. Just pitiful. But you know what, Termites? We can't go into 2020 with sadness. We got to somehow get this ship right and try to get happy in the same pants we got sad in. Right? You ever heard that one? Mm-hmm. That's a good old Southern one. You can get happy in the same shoes you got sad in. I made up the pants part. If it was Charlie Daniels, you can get happy in the same creamsicle orange overalls you got sad in. Charlie. I used to follow Charlie Daniels on Twitter. All he ever tweeted, well, he tweeted, it was definitely himself. It wasn't like a company or some publicist or something. You can always tell, I think. He would tweet a lot of political stuff, but then about once every 3 days, he would tweet, Benghazi ain't going away. Kind of did. He was really into Benghazi, and it just didn't gain the traction, I think, that Charlie was hoping for. Didn't catch fire. Wasn't for lack of Fox News trying either. All right, termites, how we feeling? Are we going to go on diets? Because it's 2021? You going to do it in 2021? Nah. Let's wait. I say we wait till we're free to roam freely without any concerns. All right? For the time being, get cozy. It's cold most places unless you're in Florida with my parents. Oh. Get cozy. Pull that sheet up. Know that you're a worthy termite. You're a good termite. Most of you termites are nice to other termites on YouTube. I read the comments and I answer a lot of them. Sometimes I can't answer all of them, but then I feel bad if I answer some and I don't answer others. People will be like, well, shit, why didn't she answer mine? So I just try to go in order. And yes, that's really me. There's not a publicist in the world that you could pay to do that. Hey, could you answer my YouTube shit? No, I don't think they would. Nor would I want them to. So that's it, termites. Pull your sheets up. Get cozy. You ready? Night-night, termites.